Hello, and welcome back to my programs dev stream of RP-1. Joining me is Maximal, and we've got yet another sounding rocket going along, and finally doing some research. Notable improvements being that on the day-to-day front, we're negative because construction is outweighing budget, but over the course of the month, we'll be positive. Big change there being that this is now actually accurate to how much of the building is left. It's not just multiplying the day value out. And construction, Avril.
How hard would it be to make the negative numbers red?
Not hard. Should actually do that now that they're both negative and positive numbers. Yeah. What I really wanted to do was put them in parentheses.
Yeah. Parentheses for the negative ones?
Yes. It's just the formatting for, well, yeah, I can, there isn't an easy way to do the formatting here. But I'll just branch, it's fine. Particularly because like red-green color blindness is a thing, and I don't want to fall foul of that.
Yes, I would also keep the negative or parentheses or something like that, but
yeah, but using like KSP not so good orange for the coloration or something makes sense. Yeah, I love that. I love that the name of that color is KSP not so good orange.
I was the one who came up with doing April Jewels Day to make Jewel orange because we didn't have enough oranges in the game.
That I'm sorry I missed that one. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was the one where we were doing the Jewels Clouds Move update, but we also told people we were going to make it orange.
Nice. So
although Jamie was the one who came up with calling it April Jewels Day.
Okay, that does sound like a Jamie thing.
Yeah, I miss that guy. He was a curmudgeon, but a really fun curmudgeon.
Yep. Yeah, good folks. All right, so that is going to unlock in a very long time, so I need to hire more researchers. And what is that going to do to my budget? Nothing good. We'll still be positive over the course of oh no, we're not. We're just slightly negative over the month, but we'll be very positive for the year. Program is still ramping up, so we're fine.
Oh, also instead of parentheses, you could consider a Unicode up arrow, down arrow thing.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, it feels a bit weird to have all these numbers in parentheses, but I guess, yeah, if we have like a line under this, can we even do lines in GUI layout? I don't know. All right, so what am I doing? Duplicate that. Warp until that's ready. That's weird. Why is there that bar under the rep indicator?
Got me. I do not know. There was, I mean, there's supposed to be no, that fold out is only in flight. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because it wasn't there yesterday. I think I would have noticed it. Wonder if I broke it somehow in some other thing that I did.
Should just put the flight fold out there so you can abort and blow up all of KSC. Terminate the program.
All right, we'll just get some more science with this launch. That's fine. Okay. That was a very good launch. If we'd gone straight up, we might have actually gone past the Kármán line. Probably not, but it would have been close.
You can probably do Kármán right now by just putting on a pair of
Pair of Tims, yeah.
Yeah, Tims. Thanks. Yeah, over 70 kilometers is good for a straight up shot. That setup.
I mean, I was regularly getting about 98 kilometers for a straight up shot last night. 97, 98. So the fact that I'm getting 97 and a half at an angle is, I mean, the angle was not very severe, so it might not have been enough, but yes, those are very, very low residuals. That was pretty cool. And down we come. Okay, that gave us another bit of science. Okay, and
one thing I am really looking forward to in KSP2 is much better explosions.
yes, yes.
Hopefully they put the self-shadowing smoke in there too.
Yeah, just,
I mean, just
better particles in general would be really, really nice.
Yeah. Their art budget is so far much higher than KSP1's.
You have an art budget?
Last I heard, they had like a whole outsourced team working on clouds. Like,
Actually, somebody I'd worked with
well,
is now their art director.
oh, neat.
Yeah, she worked with us for a while at Valve. And then she was at folks who did Astroneer, and then moved over.
Cool.
All right, so let's do the whole double Tim thing.
Last year, got a whole lot of mileage out of not very much art budget too.
Yes. Okay, so I think what I need, the way I need to do this is the solid comes up here. This comes up here. Yeah. Yeah, we're close enough to the Kármán line that another 170 meters per second should be enough to take us over. Also, what? Oh.
Especially when that 170 meters per second is delivered in 2 seconds.
Yes. And I'll increase that to be the 50,000 pound force version instead of the 30. I keep forgetting that there's 2 configs for the Tiny Tims.
Yeah, one of the configs is basically useless.
I mean, is it the default one? Because if so, we should change the default.
I thought the default was the higher thrust version, so
No,
I
the
don't
default
know.
is the lower thrust version.
Oh.
I think.
Even the only thing you ever use a Tiny Tim for that I can imagine is this rocket. Yeah, the lower thrust version is basically you want the thrust faster.
Yeah, but it gives you more of a little more flexibility in terms of like you can actually hot stage during the burn instead of firing them both at the start.
I suppose so.
Interesting. Oh, because the decoupler is what's making it tall. Because I'm using this thing. So we'll use a different clamp.
There are those little stand.
That's what I started with.
Okay.
But the problem is that the decoupler in it didn't work, so I had to use a real decoupler, which made the size go out of bounds. But now we're in bounds, so we're fine.
Oh.
And I'm going to change the ordering on that. Okay, and I'm happy to wait the 6 hours or so to have a day launch. Could have been a little bit more optimal. I think it probably would have been better if I coasted a little to get past the high drag, but we'll see.
Yeah, I guess maybe in that configuration, the lower thrust versions would do what you wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. But it was enough. It was enough. So now I just have to figure out why this complex is failing to be removed. That is definitely a record or two. Uncrewed altitude record. And Carmen line, we got some actual serious business rep, 10 rep. And we'll probably get a speed record on the way down. Maybe not. Okay. Contracts. So, yeah, now we have to get over 140 kilometers. That's a little bit more of a challenge.
Yep. Still doable with a whack and 2 TIMs if you overburn, but
And return, like, and also have a parachute.
Parachute can be extremely light.
I guess.
I mean, especially if you break off your the body of your rocket.
Right, but it's still, yeah, I guess if you overburn a good bit, then the dry mass of that thing is high enough that adding parachute doesn't really matter.
Yep.
Okay, how are we doing on the budget front?
Also
Over the
perfectly
next-
happy to let.
Sorry?
Sorry. I was going to say I'm also perfectly happy to let those things impact at 10 meters per second because you've got a nose cone as a crumple zone.
True. Plus 2702, so yeah, I can definitely hire another researcher. In fact, given my yearly budget, I can hire even more. And we're also going to have to start hiring more engineers for the new launch complex.
Then nice not to have to worry about keeping half a year of padding around.
Yes, it's very nice to not have to do that math in my head. That's a fair amount of science. I forgot how much of a jump that was. Okay.
Typically grab the X2 before that one.
Yeah, I was debating between the two, but I figured I'd get the one that gives me some more science. Although maybe that was the wrong call. But
oh no,
I mean, I'll be flying
There's no
like film cameras and stuff like that, so spending a fair amount of time in space. Oh, actually, well, I may or may not. I may want to go just straight for early satellites.
That's fine. It's more just commenting, not criticizing.
Yep. All right, while that's going up, I will try to fix this bug.
That's some serious multitasking.
Okay, that's fairly reasonable. Let that climb up. And
You remove the science scan on recovery.
nope, forgot to do that.
Again, not critiquing or anything.
Nope,
asking.
No, I didn't write it down, so good you mentioned it again. Oops, didn't quite range safety in time. So let me write that down.
It's cool. At worst, you killed a tuna fish. Well, I guess there could have been a boat there, but whatever. Range safety would have made sure the area was clear ahead of time.
Yep. Yeah, I hope so. It's called wallops because you wallop things. Okay. So did we get a record? No, we didn't get a record from that. Got to be getting fairly close to. Yeah, we'll get our new launch complex, and then this not very long after.
Say this. What was this?
New launch complex, and then post-war rocketry testing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I want to modify this launch complex to, I guess, a 2-ton complex, which will be pretty cheap, so I can make something to launch the biosample, which I think I will do anyway, even if I don't accept the other contract, other program. I don't know. Choices are weird. Didn't used to have choices.
There's going to be a lot more choices, especially once you get the different program speeds in.
Yep. Okay, so that's 30 days. Look at how fast that's ticking down because our efficiency is increasing. That's pretty funny. New launch complex is not completing. Oop. Okay, well, apparently the fact that I
Whoa.
yeah, the fact that Zephyr was hitting that bug from trying to cancel is also hitting that bug from trying to complete. So let's try to figure out what's going on with that. Let's pull up VS. This is literally a dev stream.
I'm okay with that.
Yep. So also I need to find save. Games are saves programs. Persistent. LC3. Oh. Launch complex LC3 has a GUID. So I'm gonna put those numbers in my scratch pad. Where's the LC construction? Did not save the launch complex ID. Why did it not save the launch complex ID? That's very strange. That explains the bug. It saved the mod ID as that. Interesting. Oh, it must be copy pasta.
Sort of source of 99% of all errors.
Yes. I bet it's copy pasta. LC construction storage item. Save Mod ID, LCID, LCID. Okay, no, it's not copy pasta. It's a missing line. Okay. And that was not noticeable before because I had backwards compatibility code that was fixing that. So I'm going to write more backwards compatibility code here, which no, I'll just back out my old, revert my old backwards compatibility code. History, where did I rip out all the back compat code? It was at some point today. There we are. And what I need to remove is KSC item has code for this. And then LC construction storage item also has back compat code. There's the back compat code. Let's load it, and then I will rip it out in a week or so once people have loaded their saves and it's been fixed. All right, so Mac. Okay, there's the back compat code. Hit that. And then lastly, in LC construction, I am going to double check that this code looks sane. -1, we try to find the thing. Found the thing, break, return. X, that's fine. That's fine. And then for process complete, find it. And yeah, okay, that's fine. Happily, that's not going to be a cache rebuild. Squirrel, what do you mean that's a high contrast color scheme? That's just standard VS Dark mode with Visual Assist, which is also coloring some extra stuff.
Certainly not worse than some of the text color choices in stock KSP.
Yeah, I like Visual Assist because it has more gradations in highlighting.
Mm.
Like I don't have it, I guess I don't have it turned on, but it'll also color arguments and locals differently, which is useful.
Yeah, that's nice. Visual Assist is nice at all. I was,
yes. Yeah.
remembering the terrible old days of learning Emacs back in college.
Yes. Yeah, Alt Shift O is real nice as a file opener. Which is the reason why I made a game data project for this, so I could Alt Shift O files. And just you type substrings of the file name and it finds it instantly. It's super great. This was the danger with running the backwards compatibility code for a while, is that it was covering a bug in the base code. Like, at least it proved that the backwards compatibility code was working great. But, yeah. All right. Yes, that instantly completed. And what's our year budget? We can definitely afford to hire more engineers. Okay, what we can't afford is to hire more engineers, given that we don't have the cash.
So you're going to pay for some ECMs coming up.
Sorry?
You have to pay for some
Yes.
unlocks.
Yes. Yeah, I have to tool 1.4 meters. My memory is the tooling is about 20. The tooling and unlocks and all that stuff is about 20K. So, yeah. Okay, so we can't board that. So yeah, I guess we'll just have idle engineers for a bit. That was dumb. Okay. Sure, we'll do a night launch just for the heck of it. Here we go. Oops. I couldn't see when the thing burnt out. I'm gonna fly that again.
Perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I
So
couldn't
that would
actually see when it was. I guess I could auto stage, but other thing I can do is just actually watch the gauges instead of watching the rocket.
also consider at some point, even if you don't, if you do not set up the robotics for RP-1, you can still use the robotics controller. It has
True.
uses outside of the robotic stuff, such as timing.
Yes, that would be
Trigger
very, very useful. Should do that.
was also the one who decided to name it the Cal 9000.
Okay, this one is also going over the Kármán line. Ah, this was a useless flight. I'd forgotten that we already had all the data from forests, so this flight actually gave us nothing.
Data on the engines, I guess. I don't know. But you don't need the data on the engines. You don't care.
Yeah. Also, you start with a bunch of data on these engines.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we didn't even make it all the way across Florida. Okay, well, that was a waste.
I don't think a whack really can make it across Florida. I mean, at best, maybe you could get 200 kilometers downrange.
Yeah. Why did it not? Weird, I thought we warped to the end of the reconditioning, but we must have warped to something else. Oh, we warped to the tech unlock. That's what we warped to. Need more cash. Meanwhile, we can change this. I think we only need to change to 2 tons. Material cost. All right, that made basically no difference. Okay, so we'll send all our engineers to go work on that. Okay, and we don't have numeric stability because KCD processes on every frame, whereas maintenance and program budget processes every hour or so, or up to every day at higher warp rates. So that's why numbers are bouncing around a little bit. Okay. Let's
Any reason it was set up to do it?
Sorry?
Update. Is there any reason it was ever set up to go update faster than once a day? I mean, that seems more than granular enough.
I don't know. I mean, I see no reason in doing it, no reason not to do it every frame. So there's stability along with all the other every frame draws on your finances. Like, I think it would be better to be in a position where everything happens in the same tick, rather than some stuff happens every tick and some stuff happens once a day.
Yes, I agree that everything should happen on the same time frame.
Yes,
but
and it has to be every tick because the building construction is advancing every tick. And because building construction advances, you also have to pay the money then. I mean, you could not, but it's super weird.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, that's the reasoning for that. Okay, can we get away with that? What is the tooling cost? Tooling cost is $1 million to tool the stringers, 6.5 million for the tank. Another 6 million for the nose fairings. All right.
You'd certainly not do the nose fairing if you wanted to not avoid that.
Yeah, there's no reason to. All right. Coupler. And proc nose cone. Oh, structure. Okay, so the stringers are 1.4 by 3.048. This is 3. Okay, that will do.
Still want
I'm
your
gonna.
camera on there?
Sorry.
You still want your camera on there?
Oh yeah, I guess there's no real reason not to have the camera there.
Yeah, but I usually put the camera in there and then chop off the bottom of the rocket before I parachute the rest down.
Yeah, that's what I'm currently doing, is I'm chopping all this off. So instead we'll have a biosample. Except now the decoupler is in the wrong place. Okay, that'll do. We need to switch launch complexes. That's fine. Now, what's the tooling cost here? $7.4 million. Okay, we can just barely not afford it. Yep. Oh, no, I think we can. Maybe. Tooling cost is 7.5. So yes, we can just barely afford everything. That's very close.
Afford to build it after you build it.
Sorry?
You afford to build it after you've tooled it.
Yes, that's what I was looking. Cost 414 to build. Oh, but the integration cost, which I've still forgotten to disable.
Well, here's another reminder for you.
Yes. All right, let's see how this works.
probably have too much shoot on there.
Oh, yes, I almost certainly do because it was sized for the film camera.
Yeah.
Whoa! The heck just happened? I guess we need some spin stabilization. I know what happened. I know what happened.
You know what happened? It's an A4. It's butt heavy.
Yes, as propellant came out of the tanks, it was no longer, it became less stable. Probably wasn't stable even before that, but it's definitely less stable now.
It was probably stable before that. A4 is the one rocket that is always butt heavy versus top
Yeah.
heavy.
Okay. Annoyingly, we can't the engines because there's only one engine, so we have to spin through the fins. I don't want to spin through the fins. Yeah, integration. Oh, we can still afford even the integration cost, just barely.
It also just make the fins a little bit bigger.
Yep. Try that. Yeah, I clearly need sub-degree rotation on those fins because we're definitely spinning up too much. Might make it through. We're still not even at 10 RPM yet. Oh, sorry, not 10 RPM. Sorry, we're somewhere around like what 300 RPM. 2664 times 60. Yeah, 444 RPM. But that's fine. That's ridiculous. We do need to add on other instruments to this thing too, because it's our first taste of actual space. All right, let's see how this works in practice. Yeah, we got to do something to make it not spin this much.
That's one of the reasons I've generally avoid spin stabilization aerodynamics as I can, because it's so hard to fine tune. And also the strategy I've been using was to attach 4 straight up large fins and then 4 small turning tabs.
Yep, that's just what I was thinking, basically. Okay, maybe this is actually enough fins that we don't even need to spin stabilize. So I'm going to try one more time. Nope. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, we're getting to space, but all right, I guess I have to, got to do the trim tab thing.
Oh.
Angled trailing edge, which you can't. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to angle the trailing edge without using a different wing piece.
Separate. He means removing the trailing edge and adding a separate.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So instead,
by the way, if you can hear me eating this apple, let me know and I'll mute myself.
nah, didn't realize that's what was happening, so you're fine.
Of course, there was a button on proc wings to set up to make my base match the tip of whatever I'm attached to.
Yep. That would be real good. Okay.
Oh, that's nice, Alota. I didn't know that. Learn something every day.
Ah. Yeah, that's cool. I will try to remember that as well. Okay, and also I was literally just saying I need to add the thermometer and barometer. Science. Okay. Okay. Let's see how this works. Very slight spin. Might be fine.
Yeah, that probably will be
Oh.
stabilization.
Somehow we departed on burnout, but that's fine. All right, I'm satisfied. That'll work in practice. Although I do need to correct the chute, you're right. Okay. That's fine. What doesn't it like about that?
If you set a value under the 100 kilograms, it hates that.
Okay. Sure. Whatever.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Strange.
The funny part is you can get just as small of a chute by setting it to a higher weight and a higher desired velocity. Yep. So it's not like there's any hard limit on the minimum size of the chute.
Yep. You know what? I'll leave the decoupler force. That's fine. All right. Unlock the things. 198 funds. Okay, and we're positive. That's fine. Okay, so I got to remember to trigger the biosample once I get into flying high. Okay, that's 134 days. Let's staff up. Only 37 days with no avionics. That's really not bad at all.
Yeah, especially on a new LC.
Loda, hitting apply several times is usually only if you have automatic mass. Because if you apply, it'll have that automatic mass, but it will also probably decrease the mass of the chute. So then your mass will be lower, so you hit apply again, and eventually it will basically find a equilibrium. All right, let's warp. Now we have money. Let's do it. Yeah, the PR isn't closed. It's a draft PR, but yeah, why did the artifacts get hidden? Oh, you've got to click load more, I guess. No? Where the heck is the... Where are the artifacts? Guess I can make a new PR to make them show up better. Yeah, the launch complex's PR was closed. Okay, so I guess I'm probably going to have to close this PR and start a new one. So let me do that right now. Meanwhile, let's launch this. Okay, that's pretty decent. Okay, so we departed a little bit, but we're basically fine. Okay. Should be fine. Son of a gun, I forgot to do it in flying high. Down we come. That didn't help at all. All right. Deal with it later.
Well,
1696.
Squirrel, the balance of the early game is going to be changed, and really need is significant testing.
Yeah. The thing that is actually useful is how does literally the other 99% of the game play, not like infinitely retrying the first 2 hours of gameplay, given that that's going to be changing anyway. Like, we definitely have enough data on the first few hours to know that we need to make some changes.
But you are optimizing an LC only game? Okay.
Yes, your LC save would break horribly. Like, really, really horribly. Don't do it.
Aaron, there are significant changes happening to all of RP-1, where Nathan's added launch complexes, which have engineers, and now we have scientists also for R&D, and they require salaries rather than just kind of purchasing fab and R&D points that just sit there forever for you. We're adding programs which rejigger how the space program gets paid and how its objectives are laid out.
Okay, 8 science from that. So yeah, you're right. That shouldn't be the case. All right, we got some science from the biosample. That's cool. All right, and we completed a bunch of records and the contract. 1,500, 2,000, 20, 40, 80, 200, 300, and the contract. So that, I think, is a great place to stop. Thank you everybody for watching. And Maximal, thank you for coming by. And I'll catch you next time.
Yep.
Night.
I'm always going to be here to watch the awesome progress. Later.
Later.